as trying to get a computer to do YouTube live stream. I've got the iPhone going and it's working really nicely now. So I just hope people are going to come on, because there were some nice friends there a minute ago on my attempt at doing it on the computer. And now we're actually live. It says live, it says 0 people watching. So, you know, let's keep going a minute and hope people join in. I'm just shuffling away at Kyle Gray here. And I'm talking a bit because someone might be watching this in the future. And if you are, hello and welcome to you. Twainer Bernard, hey Twig brother, hey Twainer, how are you? Sam is here, this is brilliant. Right, great, we've got people watching, that's great. Kasana is back. Hi to you as well, Kasana. Great. Well, it looks like it's actually working this time, and it's much better lighting and everything, and it's exactly the same as I had it before. But oh, can't beat an iPhone, eh? That's all I can say. Andy Silver's here, Joanne Brown's here, Deborah O'Gorman. How is the toothache? The toothache is much better. Thank you very much. And Carrie Gray, hello to you. Well, you know, great. People are here. This is absolutely wonderful. I wasn't sure what had happened because, you know, different people are around at different times. But, yeah, all looking pretty good so far. Right. So I'm having a shuffle here. I've got Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light cards. I've got Moonology. I've got Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters. Got Chakra cards. All sorts of things going on here. And some tarot as well from the Syrian Starseed Tarot. And I really hope this is going to work, actually, because, well, it is working. That's the good news. But things seem to go much better when I work on live streams, you know, because we get a much better connection that way. I'm actually pulling cards and reading cards for you now. Is that Deborah O'Gorman? Can I have a card, please? You certainly can. Just while I'm shuffling for you, Deborah. I know, Inquisitive Tarot. Sheila, again, nice to see you. Just while I'm shuffling, guys, quick reminder, I don't have any moderators and I'm not keeping a list or anything like that, so you know, it's just really, you might have to keep reminding me if you want the card, basically. It's not too much of a windy night here, Kasana, and I'm only a few miles down the road from you, I know. But no, it's quite gentle weather, hasn't been bad at all. It's been snowing a bit. But Deborah O'Gorman, let me see. Okay, what have we got for you? Deborah, we have got for you, from Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light, this card. And this card is Hope. And it's love and acceptance. And all these characters are essentially kind of, I don't know if we want to call them deities. I don't know if that's really what they're about. But they're a lot like the Ascended Masters of Doreen Virtue. And they're all kind of cosmic figures who, they are keepers of the light. And they link to that part of you, which is a keeper of the light. And everybody does have that within them. Absolutely, for sure. Joanne, yes, I will do a card for you very soon. I will for you as well, Twainer, most certainly. But, and Adrienne, Adrienne, I never got back to you about that reading you sent me. Thank you, it's beautiful. I have read it, but things have been mad and busy. But anyway, Deborah O'Gorman, Hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. That's what it says up here. Okay, so take a close look at that, bring it up as close to the camera as I can in the hope that you can read it with my filthy fingers from lighting fires. Yeah, anyway, so Deborah, love is yours. I don't know why it's saying that exactly, but maybe it'll come to me. Hello, Eunice, by the way. And hello, everyone. I can see lots of people joining, and this is great news. But Deborah, look at the gold in this card. Okay, now what we're seeing here is the 1,000-petal lotus flower, which is an analogy really for the crown chakra, because we kind of open and close the crown chakra. We can open and close it at will, actually, and sometimes we need to close it down when we're not actually using it. It's a bit like putting a cloth over a crystal ball. So it's the intent, you know, intent is everything. And putting the cloth over the crystal ball is saving up the energy so that when you mean to use it, it actually comes on and works. Hello, Jerry. Nice to see you. And yeah, from Danny Shea. We absolutely love Danny Shea, actually. And I discovered him through Celtic Tarot Sheila. But anyway, Deborah, excuse me, I've kind of strayed from the point here. Look at the gold around this lady's head. Okay, this is all the power that she's got stored up within her. And Deborah, you've got a lot of kind of magical powers around the whole thing of love stored up within you. The thing to do is actually let your love flow. You remember that song? I can't remember who sang it now, but let your love flow like a mountain stream, and you know, all that kind of thing. But at times you need to keep some of that love in for yourself. Okay, and it's only when you really kind of do that, and you know, if you keep on pouring love out all the time, you end up with an empty vessel, and then you can't use it to its best advantage. Okay, so see the halo around this lady? It's quite dim, but it's definitely there, and it's a red halo, so things are actually going to happen. So, Deborah, I want you to think about your crown chakra like this 1,000-petal lotus flower. Close up the petals when you're resting or when you need to build up your energy a bit, because I feel you must be, your energy must feel quite depleted quite a lot of the time, actually. So just consciously visualize that you're closing down that 1,000-petal lotus flower, and it will make a difference. It really will. It'll make quite an astonishing difference, actually. And you'll have all this. It's not so much golden hair like this lady has. You just have all this gold stored up in your aura, and you'll be able to use it. So I hope that has been some help to you, Deborah, and thanks for your question. I will read for as many people as I can, actually. I always enjoy this. Hi, Linda Hefflinger again, by the way. I'm really glad you caught up with me, because I've been moving around a bit. I started another stream earlier from my laptop, and it totally didn't it totally didn't work. That's what I'm trying to say. It totally didn't work. So, Joanne Brown, right, you were asking me for a card, Joanne, and what are we going to do for Joanne? Joanne Brown, we're going to go to Moonology. And Joanne has been a friend of mine for ages and ages on Facebook. I think it was about 2012. Gosh, how much time has gone past since then, eh, Joanne? Lots and lots of time has passed. And anyway, I feel, Joanne, that you're kind of pretty tired at the moment. Yeah. Now, the card I've drawn for you from the Moonology deck, Joanne Brown, is this one. It's third quarter moon, and it says adjustments are required. Now, I mean, we have actually, you know what, we have actually got a third quarter moon at this very moment, so it is quite accurate. But these cards aren't always about the moon that's actually in the sky at the moment, and it is in the sky at the moment in UK. And she's waning, is that moon. And when we get into the third quarter of the moon, we're much less to do with kind of suddenly getting things done. That's the full moon energy. But as the moon starts to wane, she brings us to a time of sort of thinking about not just domestic things, but things around the home, things that actually are involved with things that keep us alive, you know, things that are involved with actually propping our own lives up, which we do really need to do. And it's saying adjustments are required here, Joanne. And I've felt in recent times, actually, I've had a feeling, Joanne, that you're sort of putting more energy into being yourself and actually going forward with your spiritual mission, which is so important. I actually feel that there's a feeling that you're being drawn back a bit from that at this moment. There's a feeling that there's like too much going on and you've had to kind of stop. You got what I mean, Joanne? Thank you. Right. All it's saying here is adjustments are required. It doesn't mean you have to make them straight away. And I know you wouldn't want to make an adjustment that would kind of upset anybody. And, you know, you can really break people's heart by mistakes sometimes, especially when they're close to you. And I know you wouldn't want to do that. And I know you've been walking that path for a long time. But just gently, Joanne, you know, as we've got like a tree here with no leaves on in the night, just give it time, you know, and as you come towards spring, make some more me time, make some more time for Joanne, because you do have quite a powerful presence as a medium. And my guides are telling me that your guides are telling them to tell me that, you know, you've got this mission, and you know you've got the mission, and just kind of keep on doing it. You're a great friend to a lot of us who are psychics and mediums, Joanne. Be that friend to yourself as well. You know, that really matters. Adjustments are needed. Ah, yeah, great typing. Spell checker is wonderful, isn't it? I have to sort of work out what it means sometimes. Yeah, but Joanne, yeah, do kind of, I want to say take your time over those adjustments, okay? I know you wouldn't be comfortable with suddenly changing things like that. You're quite a careful person, and that's what you need to hang on to. But don't be put off from making those adjustments either, okay? That is so important. Now then, so I'm going to move on slowly. I'm going to come to Twaina Bernard, or Bernard. Don't know which way I pronounced your name. If one of those was right, I hope it was. But Twaina, anyway, I've got that one right, I'm sure. And you know, I really love YouTube because we meet people from all over the world who have names I've never heard of. And Twaina is a great name. It really is. I'm liking that name. So where are we going? Twaina, this is for you. I am feeling pretty good, thank you, Eunice. I hope you are too. So Twaina, for you, I'm going into this deck, which is Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides. You're very welcome, Joanne, by the way. And it's by Stephen D. Farmer, who was once married to Doreen Virtue. And I used to be a massive fan of Doreen Virtue, actually, and I'm still a big fan of the decks she produced and the meditations she used to do. But I just take her with a pinch of salt since she told us all to get rid of our cards because they were, you know, bad or something, and we all had to turn to Christianity. Because just by coincidence, you can make masses and masses of money out of Christianity. And I think she's trying to be the next Joyce Meyer, which is great. Joyce Meyer actually gives something like $10 million a year to charity. So, you know, she's not greedy, as it were, in that sense. But it's when you realise she makes over $70 million a year, you start thinking, well, you know, does she really need the 60 million? Who knows? Probably putting the cat among the pigeons talking about Doreen. She said Jesus came to her in a dream, Jessica, and told her to stop using cards. Well, yeah. It's funny, Jesus comes to me in dreams sometimes, and he's never told me to stop using cards. Isn't that strange? It's kind of actually, it's a bit sort of faded out by the light, but just on the edge of my shelf there, which is the top of my fireplace, there is an electric LED Jesus candle there. So, yeah, she instructed everyone to buy any of her books and burn them all. Oh dear. Well, send them to me and I'll make good use of them. In fact, if I was you, I'd keep on reading them. Because Doreen, you know, she was the keeper of a massive amount of light in her time. And what happens is that's superhuman knowledge, and the time moves on, you know, and people can't help becoming a bit too greedy or just burning out on it and needing to keep the money coming in, and they will kind of change tack. And I just think she's very misguided, because I'm quite sure that Jesus and everything to do with the divine realms and God and everybody. Yeah, I've got a crucifix as well, actually, Sheila. Yeah, I'm sure it's all interrelated. You know, I'm wearing. Let me bring it out here. I'm wearing this. This is to do with the Blessed Virgin Mary. We pray, O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee. Anyway, I'm digressing, because now I'm going to do a card for Twaina Bernard. I'm sorry, I said that about 10 times, and now I'm actually doing it. I'm going to cut the deck, and I'm going to bring... Come here. I'll get hold of it. This one out. Twaina, this is for you. This is for you. Ladybug. Okay, let me read what it says. This is a time, Twaina, of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things into your life. So, Twaina, good things are happening for you. That's what I feel. You might not feel that happy energy so much about that. Excuse me. About that. It's very easy to think, you know, well, maybe we don't deserve things to be happening, or maybe we want more stuff to happen, or we want to know more before we accept the abundance and go on the journey with it. Yeah, it's a very lucky card indeed, Adrienne, and it's a very magical deck, I'm sure. Sure, this is absolutely right. And like the Ladybug, Twainy, you've got to kind of fly around a bit more, you know. You're someone who I think is actually very active in your everyday life, but this is more like flying around with the mind, you know, and actually allowing the mind to fly spiritually. And even if you don't think the time is right, nothing happens until the time is right, and the energy of the moment comes when the moment is right. And this card, Twainer, is telling me that the moment hasn't exactly passed, but the moment's been around for a while. And these moments, these good spiritual ideas, have a shelf life. Okay, so as it says, be willing to receive all good things into your life. Okay, that's what you need to do. They're coming to you. Just be in that mode of, you know, not just kind of, I want to receive, but I am grateful and delighted that I am receiving, and so it is. That is the way to do it. I'm just going to put these back under my jumper before they knock my teeth out, because I'm getting excited now. I haven't done a Sunday night live for years, actually. Drink of water. I always used to do them on Sunday nights, and then it became quite difficult to get an internet connection. Got lots of other connections going on, but not much in the way of an internet connection. Julia, her barber said avoid occult art stuff. I tried, but I'm a witch and I claim it for myself. Good for you. Good for you, Julia. And there is a great affirmation for everybody, and I claim it for myself. When we're learning about sort of walking the spiritual path, many teachers, including a very good friend of mine and Kasana's, will tell you there's such a thing as sovereignty, and you've got to have the sovereign right over your own spiritual gift. Okay, your guides are working with you for a reason if you're doing spiritual work, and when you're drawn to a particular way of doing things and you're drawn to a particular way of reading, go with it, friends, go with it. I resisted it for quite a while because I wanted to be a spiritualist medium who worked in churches, and I am, and I do, and I'm grateful and delighted for that, and so it is. But at the same time, I got my initial training online on a website, and I've always known this would be a good way to go. Several people who run spiritualist churches have said, you know, I'm kind of off the path and I'm diluting the energy, mixing the energies, and it's no good. But this works, you know, this really works for people. And that's my witness. That's what I want to say to anybody who is actually either walking this path or thinking about walking this path. Have that sovereignty over your own gift, and you kind of decide to go with it, because the inspiration you get is absolutely for real. I'm absolutely certain. Sam, a card for Sam, most certainly. And without even thinking what cards I'm going to use, my hand strayed over to the Chakra Reading cards by Rachel Sharman. No, mediumship cannot be chained by any rules. That is most certain. Yeah, and Kasana, thank you. And there's the thing, you see, we are all amazingly unique. We really are. And it is a shame that people believe that, Adrienne, because if you kind of talk to any of these people who, you know, priests and people like Doreen Virtue, you know, something happens, something good happens, and they decide, oh, great, it's Jesus, it must have been Jesus. They don't do anything to check any more than we do, you know. In fact, I think we do a lot more checking because we're a lot more careful with how we link up, you know. So that's a great shame. And, you know, you see kind of great stars like sports people will say, oh, you know, I scored that goal and the Lord was with me. Well, as George Carlin once said, actually, when they drop the ball or you know, they miss the goal or something, they never say, oh, the Lord wanted me to screw that one up today. You know, no way. People are just really kind of finding it very, very easy to just to kind of decide what Jesus is doing for them out off the top of their heads. And I'm sure that they're just as susceptible to evil influences as any of us are. And I'm equally sure that we, in the kind of spiritualist side of things like this with cards, are so much more careful and so much more credible because of that. And Linda, yes, Spirit gives us the credentials to do our work. Very true. Sam, a card for you, a chakra card for you, and we have Sam. Self-mastery is the card I've got for you here. And the real message of this card is the straight line that we've got from top to bottom, from the soul star chakra right down to the earth star chakra beneath this person's feet. Sam, this is how you can be, right? And I'm being told that you are like this a lot of the time, but there's some... It's not that your chakras are out of whack, it's that they're getting pulled in different directions, and I feel they're not in this exact straight line, Sam. So ground yourself, my friend. That really is the thing to do. And as you're grounding yourself, be aware that the roots are coming out at one end into the ground, and they're also coming out of your crown chakra and reaching up to the skies, reaching to the skies, I suppose, within your subconscious mind, which is your higher self. And that's what really connects you to the angels. And when you pull tight like that, Sam, you get all your chakras in a nice straight line. And self-mastery is what it's all about, okay? Real self-mastery, much of it spiritually speaking at least, happens in the subconscious mind. Autumn Gypsy, gotta go. Hope everyone has a great night. Oh, thank you for joining me, Autumn Gypsy, and being with us here tonight. Hope I see you very soon. I'll be here again Wednesday. But yeah, Sam, to end that kind of, to end this message anyway, this is the thing to do. Just kind of maybe even take a screenshot of that. Or, you know, just think about keeping those chakras in a straight line, because that's when they work best. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting straight up and down or if you're lying in bed. Just having that straight flow of the chakras, that's the thing to do. That's what keeps the energy moving. Okay, I've lost the box now. Where are the... Here they are. Okay, so Sam, that one is for you, and thank you very much for joining in with us here tonight. Stick around, because we're going to keep on moving. Yeah, and your energy warms me too, actually. Yes, a nice momentary escape from the snow. It really is. It is kind of, yeah. It's 11:25 here now, Sheila. At night, but I live miles from anywhere. And this signal is coming to you through a telephone wire that's been here since 1960, before anyone even thought of the internet in this area anyway. So, you know, it's something like 8 miles from the telephone exchange. So if I try and go live during the day, it doesn't work terribly well. So that's why I'm here doing this. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm trying to be a trooper, actually, and thank you, Sheila. I really want to kind of do it like that if I can. But, you know, I don't have to get up super early in the morning. I have to be up and feed my chickens, but then I can have a rest. So, yeah, all positive energy helps the connection. And the telephone line, yes, because I'm always joking about trying to get an internet connection when at the same time I don't seem to have the same trouble getting a spiritual connection. But they do both go together. And sometimes when I can't get on, I'm sure it's a beneficial delay. Jess, I put my tarot deck down for a few minutes. When I started again, it was like I never stopped. Love it. Great. That is like what I was saying at the beginning, Jess. It's like putting a cloth on a crystal ball as an affirmation that you want the energy to build up. You know, it's a very powerful thing to do. So, where? Okay. You're on the East Coast too. NC, does that mean North Carolina? My American geography is terrible. And Sheila, you're in Maryland. Oh, I have another friend in Maryland, actually, called Wood Crystal, or Crystal Wood. Not sure which one of those, though. East Coast here, too. We're going out down the East Coast. That is absolutely great. So that must be... it must be about 6:25 on the East Coast at the moment. Okay. And yeah, Joanne is very positive and very good with positive energy as well. And you're in Virginia, Adrienne? Great. Where was I going? Someone asked me for a card and I've just I didn't give the name out yet. So, where are we? GGB. I picked these cards up ages ago. About 2 minutes ago, actually, but time flies when you're enjoying yourself. I would love a card, and you shall have a card. Okay, and there's 3 flowers on there, GG, and I feel a spiritual connection, you know. I always try and work in mediumship if I can, and I feel you've really been reaching out to the spirit realms, because I feel that you've been experiencing dreams probably not the last couple of nights, but I would say last week, Gigi, you've been dreaming and you've been wondering what it all means. There are people in the spirit world who know and love you, people who you've walked with in this life who've now gone over, for sure. And they are on the case, they're being quite protective of you, okay? But you do need to keep on asking the angels for that spiritual protection. Only because no one out there is trying to hurt you or anything, but it's superhuman knowledge coming into your own human mind while you're dreaming, you know, and it's really good to keep the energy as calm as you can. It's a chakra card for you as well, GGB. And it's this one, it's the throat chakra, and it's truth. And truth is a balanced thing here. So you see on the one side of the scales, we've got all this fire going on. And let me look more closely. On this side, it's kind of fuzzy. Looks like it's raining on this side. And it's bringing the two things into balance. Because there is fire in your heart, Gigi. There really is. And I feel that you're putting a lot of effort into kind of reaching for those skies within yourself, you know, within your own subconscious, which is where we really connect to the spirit realms. But it really does need to come into balance with everyday life. And if you're not getting enough sleep, Gigi, it's really not going to help matters, okay? It's going to make it harder and harder to interpret and to understand the dreams that are coming to you. So, Gigi, I want you to ask the angels just to ensure that you wake up feeling rested and that you're not working too hard in your sleep, as it were. And for you to help the angels help you, what you need to do is write your dreams down, okay? I'm always saying it. This comes up 2 or 3 times every time I go live, actually. Write those dreams down, Gigi, okay? Because it's amazing how much of a dream we lose within about 10 minutes of waking up. And after that, it's just a case of, oh dear, what was all that crazy nonsense about? And when you write them down night after night, you start actually, you know, relating to and understanding what it's all about, because it adds up and it makes sense. It really does. So bring things into balance, Gigi. This is throat chakra card. It's about speaking your truth, but it's also about listening as well, you know. And when you really listen, truth is really, really where it's at. Okay, now then, Beverly Spencer, I hope she's going to find us soon. I've just had a notification from Beverly saying, oh, you got cut off. Because I got cut off about half an hour ago when I first tried to get this stream going. So I hope Beverly's going to come and find this one. I really do. Anyway, GGB, that's for you. Thank you for your question. And thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Spot on. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Storm ramping up in New Jersey, Katie. I watched some vloggers on YouTube. They're called Tucker Upper and Sammy J. They live somewhere, I forget where, in New Jersey. Yeah, so I see a lot of New Jersey on YouTube. Great place by the look of it, actually. 50 Shades of Purple against bullying. Andy, my birthday was Friday. Would love a card, please. If there's time, there certainly is time. And a very happy birthday to you, actually. 50 Shades of Purple. A very happy birthday to you. I am being told to change decks, though, so this isn't going to be a chakra card. For you, it's going to be Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, 50. Here we go. Okie dokie. Sorry if I'm missing people out, by the way. I keep scrolling up and down to have a look at who's there. But I'm not running a list, and if only my computer was working, I'd be able to see everyone's comments. But I can only see fleeting comments appearing on the screen. Okay, so this is 50 Shades of Purple. And what have we got? Let's cut the deck. 50 Shades of Purple, we have got Priestess for you. This is the card that's come for you. And it's quite a birthday cake of a card, isn't it? I wouldn't mind icing coloured like that on any birthday cake I might get at any time. It says, how are you being called to step up and lead? Wow. So that's interesting. Now, a birthday is, it's a moment in time. It kind of marks it marks that just another point in life from which things go forward and from which more things happen. So think about that, okay? How are you being called on to step up and lead? Yeah. I feel that you actually... Spiritual teaching, 50 Shades of Purple, that's what I feel. I feel that you know an awful lot. I feel that you're still looking for new knowledge and you're still looking for new ways to, new things to incorporate into your own psyche before you get out there and start trying to teach other people. Because you're a gentle soul and you wouldn't like to feel that you were pushing your ideas on anybody. But... you know, that's not the case, okay? Sometimes you just got to go forward and get on with things. You're not going to get any new information until you keep the flow going. So whatever you're being called on to step up and lead, 50, go ahead and do it, okay? Because... well, there's 50 shades for lots of things, not just bullying. 50 shades for lots of things. And if we tried to work with all 50 shades, or, you know, all 10 million shades, as there are of spiritual character, if we tried to know all that, if we wanted to know all that before we actually committed ourselves to getting out there and working, it would be difficult. 50, there actually are spirit guides working with you at the moment. I was going to say trying to work for you, but, you know, they are. They'll work for you all the time. In fact, they'll keep you working 24/7. So set your own boundaries, you know. You decide how far you want to go and you decide how fast you want to grow and go at your own pace. They will work with you at your own pace, but you've got to ask them. You've got to ask your guardian angel and your gatekeeper to keep on top of that. But the name of the card, 50, is Priestess, okay? And it's come up for a reason. So, you know, don't be put off by any kind of self-doubt here, and ask yourself, as it says on the card, how are you being called to step up and lead? Not what, you know what, it's how, okay? You resonate? Great, that is wonderful. I'm really glad that resonates. I really am. Excellent stuff. Okay, cake by the ocean. Where better to have cake? Sam, well, I was 45 and I'm 57 now. I was 45, but I had experiences going right back to a preschool play group. There was this kid that none of us could see, and he would roll a ball to us. His name was Sean, and he would roll a ball to us, and we would kind of roll the ball back to him, and the ball would just roll back from apparently out of nowhere. And there was another kid said, "Hey, quick, come up." It was a community centre, and there was a stage, and we'd go behind the curtains on the stage, and this amazing presence was rolling the ball back and forth. And it didn't worry us or spook us because we were about 4 years old. We just thought he was a great sort of hide-and-seek champion, really. And I would say that was my first experience, you know, but I got taken to child psychologists, and, you know, ever since then, psychologists of one kind or another have been trying to fathom me out, muchly without success, it has to be said. Right. So yeah, I mean, I was 45 before I realised it, and it was someone else, someone on a wonderful British website that's gone now, sadly, called Psychic Night. It was run by Michelle Knight, who's a great psychic. Joanne Brown might remember that, actually. Yeah, it's a shame that website is gone. This guy called Four Paws took me under his wing and taught me. I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm coming to your question, Basha, okay? I'm sort of easing myself into it because really wanting to connect to the spirit realms now. Let me just, so I'm with Basha, okay? And I'm asking, is there a message from Sally? One moment. Right, Basha, the first thing I saw there was a tick, okay? So I don't know what you've been doing, but I really asked for it to be Sally, and there's definitely a connection there. And absolutely, it was a tick. It was like a silver tick. It made me think of the badge on some American cars. I don't know if, maybe it's a Buick. Not sure, but it's like No, it's not a Chevrolet. I've seen them. It's like a sort of V, a tick-shaped V, but it was a tick, a silver tick, Basha, for something you've been doing. I'm seeing what looks like a kitchen to me, Basha, and but I don't feel this is kind of cookery advice, but I feel that you've been, helping people through food somehow. That's the feeling I'm getting, Basha. I don't know if that's right or not. Dodge. Right, thank you, Twain. It's a Dodge. Right, okay. So there's a Dodge car there, Basha, then. That's what I was seeing. Yeah, Dodge has the Ram. But doesn't it have that V shape as well? I'm not too well up on my American cars, unfortunately. Is there something going on with the car, Basha? That's an interesting thought, because I was seeing the kitchen, I was seeing the tick, but cars seems to be a theme here. Did Sally pass away in a car accident? It's as if I'm seeing the front of a car coming towards me very quickly. Buick seemed right. Yeah, I got a feeling about Buick, actually. I really have. There was a Stephen King book years ago called From a Buick 8. I really enjoyed reading it, actually. He was just trying to do a spin-off from Christine, the one of those. Your first car was a Dodge, Basha. Okay. Oh, we've got a link. I mean, that Basha, that even if I don't get anything else right, that is a link, right? That shows it, because I had no idea about that, and that shows that I was shown a Dodge. But it was, as well as being that chevron, it was a tick. It really was a tick, She approves of something, and it's something that you've been doing that's involving a lot of people. Now, I know we can't just kind of all get together at the moment and kind of be together as one in a room physically together, but I'm seeing lots of people around you. Basha, if you're not doing this, if this is something you're thinking about, then go for it, okay? Whether you use Zoom, whether you use YouTube, whether it's Facebook, social media, anything, okay? But there's something with a gathering of people. She passed after surgery. She was only 49. Oh, that's a very young age to go, isn't it? Oh, dear. I'm feeling something around the brain there, as you said, surgery. Wow. You're thinking of volunteering at a COVID clinic. Okay, that's what the tick is for then, Basha. Okay. And she's given me the word. So, because it's a bit of a scary thought, isn't it, going into work in a COVID clinic? Yeah, go for it, okay? Because there's a real strong tick there, a silver tick there, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of physical protection. Of course, ask the angels for protection. Ask your guardians, your guides, your gatekeepers, your angels for protection, Basha. But go for it, okay? It took me a little while to get that one, to be honest, but that's Sally. Before I finish, I'm gonna ask if she's got anything more to tell you. I got the word badge. Okay, it's like you've got to wear a badge. Got to make of that what you will. She just said badge. I can see it's like a round badge. And she's pinning it on you. It's like a badge of honor or something. It really is. I really hope that helps you, Basha. I really do. But honestly, you took one of her medals after she passed. Okay, I guess that's what it is then. Just a little bit of evidence from her then, as we draw the link to a close there. But it's a tick. So go for it, Basha. It's a tick. That's what it's all about. Okie dokie. Oh, it's kind of you, Sheila. Don't worry too much, okay, Sheila? I mean, see, I was taught to read online with people making comments all the time. If I really need to focus in, you know, I just kind of look away from the screen, or I'll close my eyes or something. So don't worry too much, because it's all part of the good energy, you know, that people are commenting. But yeah, you know, sometimes it's nice to just kind of have it easy, as it were. You know, so here we go. Yeah, Joanne, it is wonderful to connect with so many across the world, isn't it not? Kathy Persons, I would love a card if you would. I always love cards. It's what I'm all about. And for you, Kathy, the Syrian Starseed Tarot is coming out. This is for Kathy Persons. And just while I'm shuffling, just a kind of general thought here, do leave me a comment, guys, if you can. It's always nice. I mean, it's lovely to have the chat. But if you ever want to kind of just get in touch or ask me something, or make a comment, you know, leave a comment under the video. After we're done tonight, the video will appear straight away on YouTube, but it's not for about another 12 hours that the live chat appears. But on this and any of my videos, you can leave me a comment. It's a great part of sharing the journey. And, you know, you can kind of ask me a question. I'll answer it if I can. You know, it's all what we're about. The word here is ministry, you know, and I'm not just talking about me. Every one of us here has a ministry, and I can see this is one of the great things about the comments going up and down. I can see you guys being kind of supportive to one another, being kind of helpful to one another. That's a wonderful thing. That's what it's all about. Every human being has a ministry of one kind or another. Hello, Tara Leona Knowles. Oh, great. Well, positive love to you as well. And thank you for bringing your energy to this. Thank you very much. Kathy Persons. Okay. Kathy Persons, right. For you, we have got, in this absolutely massive card deck, the Syrian Starseed Tarot, we have got Kathy Persons, Seeker of Flames. And it's a very shiny, reflective card, so I'm going to turn it a bit, so hopefully we can actually see it. And yeah, hi to you again, Erin Sun. I'm really glad you're able to join us here tonight. Now, I'm going to have to look at this head on, because it's all shiny in the camera. What we're seeing here is a very kind of darkened figure, as if there's not enough light going on. And down here we've got the colour of flames, but they haven't flamed out yet. So Kathy Persons, what you need to do is kind of set your soul on fire, like some songs say. Not physically, of course, but just go with the flow, okay? The spiritual inspiration that's coming to you. This looks to me like a kind of African spiritual icon. If I bring it up close, it's like a dog head, like a canine head. And what needs to happen is that it needs to come to life, okay? All these spiritual icons, all these religious icons, anything cosmic, really, that we have physically, it's just a kind of, it's a reminder, and it's to link us to what is cosmic. I've got a Buddha over there. I can't reach him at the moment, but he's made out of this black resin. And I'm sure the Buddha, well, I know the Buddha is much kind of more lively and really kind of got the divine flame thing going there. But it's using these worldly things that connects us. So, Cathy, let the fire come in, okay? And whatever spiritual tools you're working with, psychic tools, whether it's crystals, whether it's pendulums, whatever, go along with the flow of it. And even if it feels like the flow is going a bit too fast for you, just experiment with it. See what happens when you go with the flow, Cathy, because you're a seeker of flames, and now the flames are seeking you. That's what I'm getting here. So I hope that is of some help to you, Kathy Persons. And thank you for bringing your energy here, and thank you for your question. Okay. Let me just scroll a bit and keep the chat going. Debbie Fitzsimmons, may I have a card, please? Yes, you may, Debbie. And thank you for bringing your energy to be with us here tonight. Okay, this time it's a good old Doreen Virtue deck, as we've been talking about. It's the Ascended Masters. I love this deck. This is the first Oracle deck I ever got, actually. I started with tarot cards, and I sort of got these Oracle cards as well. And for you, just got to go up. You know, it helps me kind of connect when I read what you've typed. Debbie Fitzsimmons, may I have a card, please? Yes, you may. And this is the card for you. It's Horus, who is an Egyptian character from Egyptian, not just mythology, actually. He was a real person. There's a lot of mythology around him. And he says, you are seeing this situation accurately. This is for you, Debbie. You're seeing this situation accurately. I think you'll know more about what this means than I do, actually. But look at this. We've got this sort of it's not exactly the world, but it's a bit more like the moon. But the point is, it's planetary. It's a circle, you know. And what I want to say is, another of my sayings is, I didn't invent it, but I learned it somewhere along the line, that God came to earth as a glass sphere, hit the earth and shattered, and we are all the fragments, and the fragments are always trying to come back together. So I feel we're looking at fragmented energy here somewhere, Debbie. It's about bringing things together. Don't let anything put you off, okay, because you are seeing the situation accurately. That is the truth. There's great healing to be had if you take that on board, I promise you. That might not be the answer to the immediate question in your mind, but this is where the answer is, okay? You are seeing the situation accurately. Okay, and Debbie Fitzsimmons, don't be too modest, okay? That's what I want to say. Right, because you're probably thinking something along the lines of, I can't do that thing that I'm being asked to do, but you know, it's happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, so go with the flow of it. Try and make it happen. Okay, Philip Corrigan, hello Philip. Oh, hi mate, I'm really, really glad you joined us on the live here. Great stuff. Nice to see you, Philip. Right. You just hit the bell. Oh, great stuff. Everyone, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. It really helps the channel, absolutely massively. It really does. KDH, I will certainly come to you. Right now, Daisy D. Any good things coming my way soon? So needed right now. Okay. Yes. Well, what's happened here, right, is there's just a bit of a hold up, Daisy, with energy, okay? Because the card I've got for you is energy healing, and it's Merlin, right? Now then, we all know what energy healing is, you know? It's Reiki, it's spiritual healing, it's whatever you want to call it. It's the 9th ray, it's the colour purple. But draw some of that in, do some self-healing, Daisy, okay? Because there are lots of good things coming your way, but the energy needs to come into balance, really. And you also need to reach up like Merlin is doing here. You've got this much magic in you, Daisy. Yeah, so reach up and good things will come, because, let me just read that again. So needed right now. Right, well, what's the reason, you know, you really need this now? And it feels as if it's never going to happen, but it's the energy of the moment, Daisy, okay? And when the moment comes, it doesn't, you know, these things don't come till it's really, really important. That's just how spiritual energy works. But have faith that it's coming and reach up for it, Daisy. Reach up for it, okay? There's much to be gained if you just reach up for it. That's what I'm being told. And as Merlin is so connected to the earth, so should you be. Send those roots down into the ground and get spiritual healing for yourself if you can. Okay, Daisy. Right now I'm going through a lot. It does make sense. Feel like you're shattered in pieces. Well, Debbie, just think of that. You know, you are seeing the situation accurately. Okay. But good things can happen. So I've done another reading since then and I've kind of lost track. Sometimes people ask me questions about the messages after, and it's weird. It's as if I'm in a kind of a trance here. I am a trance medium. I do trance mediumship where I completely go to sleep and spirit voices talk through me. This is what we tend to call semi-trance. It's me, it's Andy, but I'm somewhere else. And after the session is finished, I won't necessarily remember what I've been talking about. So, Joanne Brown, I agree. World energy at the moment is low, but we can ask our guides, angels for upliftment. Yes, most certainly, Joanne. And that is great advice for everyone, actually. So take a piece of what Joanne is saying into your subconscious there, guys, okay? Ask, seek, knock. That is something the Bible says, you know. Seek and you will find. And it's a true thing. It really is. Well, I hope something good comes to you, Kasana. I really do. I promised I'd go to someone else a second ago. Katie H. Here we go. Katie H. Moonology card for Katie H. Here we go. The Moonology Oracle Cards deck, which I got quite recently and which has been absolutely great. A wonderful deck. There's some fantastic decks coming out all the time. Hay House is just on fire with good energy. I know they're rich. I know they make a lot of money, but money isn't always an evil thing, you know. I'll say that. We have had some great things coming out of Hay House. And here's a great thing coming out of Hay House for... Who was it again? Scrolling, rawhide. Katie H, that's who it's for. Card for me. And a heart. And that looks like a violin to me. Very musical. And yeah, music is a wonderful way to connect. This is the card I got for you. And it is the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. And that's where the musical side of it comes into it, okay? Because the Gemini imagination is very strong and very powerful. And making music is taking something from your imagination, from your subconscious mind, and making it a real thing. So I don't know if you're actually a musician, Katie, but maybe it's an analogy. But Gemini, you know, it's very positive, and this is full moon in Gemini, this card. That's what it's really about. So you are coming up really to... in fact, I would say actually, Katie, you're already in. It's a fiddler. Right, fiddler on the roof, in fact. I could do with a fiddler on my roof. There's a hole in it. But the answers you need are coming, Katie. Okay. And as this is full moon energy coming from this card, it is very fulsome. It is going to set you free. And it's going to allow you to follow your heart in ways you've probably never dreamed of. Or maybe you've dreamed of but didn't think that dream would ever happen. You know, this is really, really, really positive. And there's a lot of spiritual power behind this, Katie. Okay, visualize what you want and believe it, Katie, because it can happen. And if you visualize and if you truly believe it can happen, it starts happening. It really does. I can't explain why, you know, but just don't let other people hold you back, Katie, and don't hold yourself back either, because that there is full moon energy. And the fact that it's Gemini means that it can go in all different directions. And, you know, you can achieve a lot of different things. And it's also very imaginative, a bit like the way Aquarius is imaginative. I've got hiccups, and regular viewers of the stream will know when I get hiccups, stuff is happening and it's all getting cosmic, which is great. Someone used to call me the cosmic cowboy. He wasn't a great believer. Donna Vitterid, please a card, and what is the origin of your health issue? Right. Okay. I'm going to use the chakra card for this. Okay. Having a quiet shuffle here. Just want to read that again. I sort of link in. Oh, Danny Shea is with us. Hi to you, Danny, and thank you so much, Danny, for your... finally got to be here live. Great, yeah. Danny, I've loved watching your videos, actually, and I was watching the one where you were talking to Sheila the other day about the iguanas, and because you're a bit of an iguana whisperer, are you not? And... just great, you know, you got a sign up behind you in that video saying the cards don't lie, and no, they never do. It's hard for us to believe sometimes, and I think the biggest thing in people becoming a reader and just going for it is that absolute belief that the cards don't lie, because they never do. It's a fact of life. Oh, I don't like it when people get kicked off my stream. No good, no good, no good. I'm just looking for, I think it's Donna. Just want to read what she wrote before I pull a card. Yeah, Donna. What have I done? Donna, please a card, and what is the origin of my health issue? Okay. What we've got here, right, I'm using chakra cards, but I'm asking to be drawn to the part of your body, so the message is another side of it. It's lower heart chakra, okay? Now, this card has come up in its play, and the bottom line, right, is too much stress, you know? I'm sure it's stress that this problem is originating from, but it is lower heart chakra, so I am drawn to the heart. Now, I'm not saying you've got a heart condition, I'm not saying you've got a panic, I'm also saying, you know, if you need to, talk to a doctor, talk to a physician, whatever. There's no way I'm going to tell people just to go with faith alone. I'm sure God made doctors, I'm sure God made medicine, you know, but drawing that healing in that direction into the heart chakra, okay, Donna, it's really important because the dolphins are playing, but they're kind of underwater, and so you need to kind of bring that playful part of yourself out. Not necessarily play physically. This can mean taking a rest, and in your case, that really is going to be important. Somewhere back in your family history, Donna, someone has had heart trouble, possibly a stroke. Actually, I've had a stroke and I feel great affinity with the energy that's coming in. So there's a weakness there. Now, I'm not predicting that you're going to have a stroke or heart trouble or anything like that, okay? But that's the origins of your health problem. That's what it's all about, okay? And there's just too much stress, okay? So do play, Donna. That's my message that I'm giving you from me, mingled in with what's coming from the cards, you know, but more than anything, it's coming from the cards, it's coming from the divine, and I'm absolutely sure that the gifts that you have, Donna, they could cause you some physical stress as you're trying to bring them out and share them with the world. Just slow down with that, okay? Take plenty of time over it. That is, you know, that's what matters. That's what's so important. Okay. So I'll give you that in love and light, and I'm going to keep on scrolling. The difference between your own thoughts or spirit, Sam, it takes a little while. It takes a bit of practice, you know, to know the difference. Basically, when you've decided, right, I'm now doing readings, and you kind of call your guides in, and you light the candle, and you either go live on YouTube, or you stand up in front of people, or you get your cards out in a group. I'm going to do readings now. Just trust what comes to you, really, okay? Because you've given that part of your mind to spirit, and your guides are there waiting to work with you. And that really is how it works, Sam. Okay, it's quite difficult to tell. It takes a bit of practice, and that's why you could be a great medium. You could have the gift, but it's going to take you maybe 2 or 3 years to actually get there. Yeah. To the point where you're confidently giving it out. It comes from things like this, giving messages out over the internet to people on the other side of the world, and people coming back and saying, as Donna just has, thank you, I've been to all the doctors, and it means something to her. It's resonating with her, you know, and you just get used to that happening. It seems like a miracle at first, and it really helps me actually still to this day after, you know, I've been 12 years, 13 years doing this kind of reading now. It still helps me when people come back and say, yes, thank you, that was right, because I still sometimes think, am I just going mad here? You know, it feels crazy. It's crazy energy. It really is. And it's superhuman energy coming into a human mind. But just go at your own pace, Sam. The time will come when you know you're right. And that's the thing to run with. That's the way to go. Right. And you're great too, Inquisitive Tarot Sheila. You know, you really are. I'm really glad you're here. Jane is here. Who else is here? Terry LaRock. My dad passed in 2015. He's come to see my stepmom and my aunt, but he's never come to see me. No, he's definitely not mad at you. Don't worry about that, Terry. When someone passes to the other side, all any anger or anything like that, it just dissolves, you know. And in particular, I want to tell you, Terry, that your dad has learned that you can't physically die before your time, you know, and that's a hell of a thing to say. I know. I mean, sometimes people have lost a baby, and it's, oh, you know, how terrible that child didn't experience life. But there's a time, there's a meaning for everything, and even babies who are only with us for a very short time, if they've just tasted life, even if that was only within the womb, that spiritually was the mission for that soul at that time. And in your dad's case, I get the feeling that you would be thinking that he'd gone before his time, but really, these things are, as cruel as it sounds, these are all kind of soul contracts that we sign up to before we come to this life. So he didn't go before his time. He's definitely not mad at you. He is concerned that it might frighten you a bit, Terry, because as a small child, you would have been quite scared and quite spooked out by things. That is actually part of having a psychic gift. You know, we see much more in the darkness than is actually ever physically there that could hurt us. He doesn't want to freak you out, okay? And also, he doesn't want to bring up bad feelings. And if you give him time, you'll get a sign from him, Terry, okay? That's how this is going to work for you. You'll get a sign from him, and you'll kind of... What's the sign going to be? The sign is something to do with the doll, Terry. Okay, and I feel this is something you'll see when you're out and about. And it's funny because dolls are usually in houses, aren't they? But you're gonna see a doll if you haven't seen it already, and it's going to remind you of him. Okay, and he's saying to me, cooking on gas. Okay, I don't know whether that means physical cooking or whether that means, you know, you're really on the case with something, you're really getting something done. But he says you're cooking on gas. That's what he's given me to tell you. So I really hope that helps. But no, he's certainly not mad at you at all. My father was always mad at me, and he passed away. And I didn't hear it from him through mediums for a long time. Until one day I went to a little spiritualist church, and it was the first time I'd been to that church, and the medium came straight to me and gave me this lovely message from my dad. And we never got on in this life, really, except, you know, a couple of times, really. But all that anger goes, you know, they're pure love and they're pure light once they're in the spirit realms. So don't worry about it, Terry, okay? And you will have a sign. And he does come around you, Terry. He just doesn't kind of want to make his presence felt. If you feel like itching on your head as you're going off to sleep, okay, that is crown chakra tingling, most certainly. But that's his energy coming around you there. I get this sometimes from loved ones. I thought I had head lice once. I bought a knit comb and everything, but nothing came out. It feels, you know, it feels like that. And they're very, very subtle as they come through. But, you know, we're letting him know now. I'm sure you've let him know by typing that, and I'm letting him know with everything I can give that, you know, he's welcome in your life and he's welcome in your heart. And he does have a place in your heart, okay? And he will always be there. That's the important thing, okay? But, you know, you got to, it's an energy thing. You got to wait till the energy's right, and you've got to trust that your guides and your angels, as well as your dad, are going to know the best time to come through, the best way to actually display themselves to you and make their presence known. You know, leave it to them. But don't worry, there's no way in the world is he mad at you. I promise you that. That's how it goes. You know, that's what he's saying, but that's also how it goes. Really, really. Okay, let me have a little scroll. No, you're not weird at all, Sheila. Okay, has anybody asked for a card and I haven't come to them yet? Just type in again and I'll come to you, okay? I can't see all the stuff on the screen unless I continually scroll here. Yeah, it's up to you guys. I've been going about an hour now, right? And it's actually 6 minutes past midnight in UK at this moment. So unless someone asks for a card, I'm going to wind it up pretty soon. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to do one last card, right? Now I'm going to do two last cards. First, I've been told to pull a card for Danny, and I think Danny's actually a lot more experienced at this stuff than I am. But he is a tarot man. Danny, I know you believe in the impossible, right? But I've just pulled this card for you. Blue Moon, believe in the impossible. Okay, something rare is going to happen, Danny. For sure it is. But you got to believe it can. I'm amazed that I'm saying that to you because I know you've got very, very strong faith. But there's something you can't quite believe, and it's for real, Danny. Okay, that's really short and sweet, isn't it? But anyway, let's just do another card. And this is for everyone who's watching. I see there's 30 of you on here at the moment. Thanks so much for being here, guys. And this card, I've asked for a card for absolutely everyone who's watching tonight. And this is what we've got. New Moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. Okay, so that's my kind of parting shot for the evening. Prosperity lies ahead. Remember it, folks. These are very hard times. Very worrying times as well, that kind of things aren't going to get better in the future, but they will, right? I've been talking a lot about the age of Aquarius. In fact, everybody has. And there have been astrological events that have really been getting the boots on the age of Aquarius at this time. 2021 is a big time for it. It really is. I was saying to Rose a couple of days ago, actually, that the age of Aquarius, it takes hundreds of years to actually take effect, but we're headed in that direction now, and things have started getting better now. And all this crap that we're going through in the world at the moment, with the disease, with the poverty, with the wars going on, it's all about people learning lessons and the planetary consciousness learning lessons at the same time. So no matter what happens, prosperity is lies ahead. You've got to think of the image of the bull here, the Taurus bull. You've got to take the bull by the horns, and also think of the Taurian energy, which is very, very compassionate. And it's not just about going at it like a bull in a china shop. It's also about taking a complete rest. That's something else you can always do when Taurus comes into the picture in astrology. And it's a new moon, so it's largely dark at the moment. This is the world full of darkness. And here's this silver rim just appearing around the bottom here, because it's a new moon. And there is beautiful silver healing positive light there all the time. There really is. Okay, guys. Now then, if anybody would like to have a look at the snow from last week and the trees around my house and the cats and the chickens, visit my page, please, at ko-fi.com/Andy's Readings, all one word, no apostrophe. I might have to come up with a different name for it, actually. But that's it. ko-fi.com/Andy's Readings. Take a look at what's going on there. You can buy me, or even buy the channel a coffee there if you'd like to, which always helps things. But right now it's midnight. Feel like the spiritual plug's been pulled out and my energy's going down now. So I'm going to wind it down. I'm going to wish you all love, light, blessings and peace. And I'm going to say thanks again for coming on, sharing your energy with me. You know, it's a two-way thing. And I love doing these lives. I'll be here again Tuesday night or Wednesday, probably Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. UK time. That's going to be 2:30 p.m. Central. And I hope you can join me again then. And I hope you'll tell your friends and bring me in and share this around social media and help me get the message out, because the message is love, the message is light, and the message is truth. Thank you so much. Beverly Spencer, I do watch your place with snow. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thanks very much, anyone. And Danny, if you're still here, thank you so much for recommending me, my friend. It's really, really helped me get the word out. Okay, so have a great day. Whatever you're doing, have a great night if it's night with you. I'm going to go and have some sleep now. I'll see you again very soon. Mwah. Peace.